Today we are going to make an activity that is inspired by our artist, Friedensreich Hundertwasser. So we learned about him in the slides before this and learned a little bit about how he would look at nature and notice that there are not very many straight lines in nature, but instead curvy, wavy, curly lines. And those lines are called organic lines. So that means that the lines are not regular. They're irregular. They don't match up all the time. So today we are going to make a picture that is much like his Lollipop trees picture. And he liked to use bold colors and organic lines to do that. So for that, we're going to need a piece of paper and we will need some crayons if you want to grab those things. If at any time when I'm doing this, you need to push the pause button, just go ahead and do that and catch up. All right, I'm going to start with my black crayon. If you want to use a pencil to start, you could do that as well if you want to try with a pencil in case you need to erase. I'm going to start in the middle here, and I'm going to start with a spiral for my lollipop tree. So I'm going to place my crayon kind of in the middle of my paper and draw a spiral that's going to get bigger and bigger. So I'm going to curl my line out and make it bigger and bigger, and then kind of curl it around to the end to make it stop. Kind of looks like a lollipop, doesn't it? Okay, now I'm going to make another line with that. So I'm going to go to the end here where I started and draw a little line and follow the same line around so that I have kind of another skinny line in there. All right, just like that. All right, now you could do another circle too. This is another way that you can do it, a simpler way. I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. So I'm going to draw a circle. And if you don't have room, maybe the circle's going right off the page. That's fine too. And then I'm going to draw another smaller circle inside of that. And then another smaller circle inside of that. These are called concentric circles. They keep getting smaller and smaller. It's circles that are continuing to get smaller and smaller inside of each other. All right, maybe I'll do another concentric circle over here. This one will be on the whole paper, and then another smaller one inside of that. Another smaller and smaller inside of that. Okay. Let's give our lollipop trees some trunks. So I'm going to draw a vertical line coming down from each of them. And I want it to be a trunk, so I'm going to go back over them and make them a little bit darker. So it's not just a stick, but an actual trunk. So I'm making like 2 lines on either side of that line that I made to make it extra dark. Like so. Okay. Now, Hundertwasser really liked to use bright, bold colors. So I want you to try to use at least 3 different colors in each of your lollipop trees. Okay, so I'll start doing that, and we can see how it turns out. lollipop trees all colored in with my bold colors inside my concentric circles. I'm going to add some extra organic lines in the background just to make it a little bit more interesting so it doesn't look so plain in the background. So remember, organic lines are lines that are irregular or they're not the same. So they can just be curvy or wavy or any types of shapes that you want to make. So I'll start with some wavy lines in the background, and then maybe we'll add some different shapes. Like so. And if you want to color those in, you can do that as well. And there is my finished lollipop trees with concentric circles and organic lines in the background. As you can see, when I chose my colors, I chose big blocks of colors instead of coloring each section a different color, just because I really wanted my lollipop trees to stand out. And if all of these were different colors, the lollipop trees might have gotten a little bit more lost in with the background. So when you color your background in, think about that so that we still can see your lollipop trees. So when you finish your picture, please post it to Seesaw so that I can see your finished lollipop trees. Remember, this is supposed to be like a tree in nature, but obviously this doesn't look like an actual tree in nature, does it? This is an abstract picture of nature. That's what Hundertwasser liked to do when he drew his nature pictures. They were abstract. They don't look realistic. They don't look like actual trees in nature, but it's using lines and colors and things that are from nature and putting your own shapes and lines to it to make it look a little bit more whimsical and a little bit, which means a little bit more fun. And it looks a little kind of wacky even, doesn't it? Can't wait to see your Hundertwasser lollipop trees when you post them in Seesaw.